So in yet another case of Web3 is going just great, which is a fantastic website if you like to keep up to date on this type of stuff, which I absolutely do, another $200 million was hacked from a crypto decentralized finance protocol. So if you don't know anything about this, I will just let you know, this is one in the long line of over the last sort of 2 years, just massive hacks. And usually they're performed by, what are they actually called? It's like persistent threat actors or something like that. I can't remember the name. But typically what that term means, if that's even the right one, is that they work for nations. So often what you'll see is people like Lazarus, which is North Korea's hacking organization, state-funded. They're ones that have stole large amounts of money from cryptocurrency over the last few years. And obviously that money then goes into things like the nuclear program in North Korea. So I personally would just like to thank cryptocurrency for, funneling money inadvertently into North Korea, a country that routinely shoots missiles at people and threatens to destroy the planet due to somebody making fun of them on Twitter or making a movie that they don't like, funding their nuclear program. I think that's fantastic. This one wasn't from Lazarus, as far as I'm aware, but they stole $200 million. So this is from Euler. It's a track. On Monday, the blockchain monitoring firm PeckShield sent an ominous tweet directed at the crypto lending platform Euler Finance, simply saying, "Hi, you may want to take a look." So you've got 200 mil of other people's money, and it's a third party that's letting you know on Twitter with a public tweet. People have just stole $200 million of not your money from your website, from your protocol. And what the firm was suggesting Euler take a look at was a series of transactions that indicated there was an ongoing hack against Euler. According to PeckShield, hackers exploited Euler in a flurry of transactions, which led to the theft of around $197 million in crypto. Crypto security firm BlockSec also reported the attack. While this sounds like a lot of money, 200 mil, and it is, it's only the 26th. So what I was saying at the start of this video, this is only the 26th largest crypto theft ever, according to a website that keeps track of crypto hacks and scams. Where was the Axie Infinity one in terms of the hack? Where was the Axie Infinity? Oh, so they're even including like Silk Road and stuff like that. So Silk Road being brought down was $3.3 billion. That's fucking mental. I didn't think it was that much. I knew there was a lot of money tied up in it, but $3.36 billion. That's crazy. Terra Classic, aka Terra Luna, which you'll remember was Do Kwon, who's currently, I can't remember if he's on the run from US authorities, but he's definitely on the run from South Korean authorities, was $40 billion. So this is called the Wrecked database. I do love this. Cumulative lost and I'm going to have to bookmark this website. This is fantastic. So the Ronin network, this is the Axie Infinity one, which was from the nation state hackers from North Korea. This was perpetuated by Lazarus for $625 million. Got to love it. Oh, Mt. Gox is there as well. Nice. FTX is even here. So this was 200 mil, 26th largest in crypto theft ever. We are aware, and our team is currently working with security professionals and law enforcement, Euler wrote in response to the tweet. We will release further information as soon as we have it. Euler did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Zach XPT, he's everywhere, mate. He's everywhere. We're even going to look at one of his tweets in a second. An independent researcher who investigates crypto scams and hacks wrote on Twitter that this is almost certainly an attack by malicious hackers, given that the same people were exploiting some random protocol on Binance Smart Chain a few weeks ago, and then the funds deposited to Tornado Cash, which, by the way, if you didn't know, Tornado Cash is back. Tornado Cash was sanctioned by the US government because it was basically being used to launder money for criminal organizations and just individuals who were perpetuating cybercrime, wire fraud, selling cryptocurrency tokens and rug pulling, NFTs, etc., etc. It's a decentralized tumbler of money, basically, which is a fancy way of saying how to put money into something, have it basically be a black hole, and then put money out on the other side on fresh accounts, so nobody can trace who's taking money out and whether it's the same money that went in from one specific thing that happened. It's just jumbling money around. It's made money laundering go from something that you need a professional to do to just clicking a button and then just waiting a few weeks, a few months, a few years if you want to be really, really stringent with your OPSEC, operational security. So a popular crypto mixing service that has been sanctioned by the US government for allegedly facilitating money laundering. It's back. They've fixed it. You can now do Tornado Cash again, I'm pretty sure. In its official Discord and Telegram channels, several Euler investors are complaining about what happened and wondering what they should do next and if there's any hope. No. What you should do next is stop putting money in these things because this just happens constantly. Quote, almost 1.3 million USD gone. I thought they were the most secure lending protocol. I never liked Michael on Twitter, but I wouldn't even imagine them releasing updates without prior notice or audits, wrote one on Discord. So I did read a little bit about this. I'm by no means an expert, so take this with a massive pinch of salt. But essentially what I believe happened was they were repeatedly audited and found that they didn't have any breaches in their protocol that would result in something like this, which again is almost always perpetuated due to flaws in code. So what usually happens is that people pore over the code, which is easy to access, find a vulnerability, such as, if we do like a flash loan attack where we gain control of a whole bunch of money for like a millisecond, we can force this protocol to give us all the money in their vault or something mental like that. There was found to be no vulnerabilities, and then they published an update that hadn't gone through the same stringent security checks as the actual main service, and this update had a massive flaw in it which allowed for people to steal $200 million. So obviously this is like when people say, banks can lose money. Yeah, they're usually FDIC insured though, aren't they? They're usually, and as we've seen recently, because apparently this is hacks, frauds, banks going bankrupt, amazing, stuff like that, bank runs. We've seen that nobody's really safe from this, but at least if you do have your money in a bank, they are usually going to give you your money back because that's just the system that they operate in. Whereas with cryptocurrency, nobody's going to give you anything. Maybe they'll give you a pat on the back and, that sucks, mate. But other than that, you ain't getting shit. Maybe a little bit of sympathy. Nice to at least know how I respond when I lose over $100,000 in the space of an hour. Learned a little about myself today. Maybe it's not about the money, lads. It's about what you learn along the way, wrote another investor on Discord. That's a very chipper way to look at losing 100 grand. I wish I had 100 grand to lose in the first place in a speculative cryptocurrency, and then just say, it's about the lessons we learned along the way, like some kind of shit TV show for kids. On its website, Euler says it has partnered with 6 top security firms. Not very fucking top anymore, are they? Clearly, that was not enough to stop hackers. The price of Euler's crypto token fell dramatically following the news of the attack. Yes, of course. So as we can see here, this is a ZachXBT quote. Great follow on Twitter, does a lot of investigations into cryptocurrency scams, fraud, etc., etc. Euler Exploiter is now sending ETH to Euler Deployer, 3k ETH so far. These are the 3 transactions. Euler Exploiter is obviously referring to the person who stole all the money, and Euler Deployer is where the money should have been in the first place. So he sent 3,000 ETH in 3 transactions and then stopped, and nobody knows why. People are thinking that this is a troll. This is $1.8 million per transaction. They got away with $200 million, so it's a drop in the bucket. And people are speculating maybe it's due to this. The hackers also sent money to a blockchain address, which is owned by the Lazarus group, which is kind of a meme at this point because everybody, whenever a big hack happens, people point the finger at Lazarus. So that was kind of like a nod, like they're posting memes for people to laugh at. We're sending a little bit of money to Lazarus. Then people are like, was it Lazarus that did this? It's probably not, but it's funny to see that somebody who just stole $200 million has got a little bit of a sense of humor. But people are saying that, maybe it's due to this. Euler hack victim who got 100 ETH, he was probably moved by my message. Apparently somebody sent a message on the blockchain to the address that stole all this money and told them, I lost all my money. So can you help me out? And they sent him 100 ETH, which I believe is more money than he actually had in there, but we'll read it. DL News tracked down Avios via his Ethereum address. That address received 100 ETH worth over $130,000 from the Euler Finance exploiter. Avalos had pleaded with the hacker to return the assets. Please consider returning 90 or 80%. I'm just a user that only had 78 WST ETH as my life savings deposited into Euler. I'm not a whale or millionaire, the wallet owner said in an on-chain message sent to the hacker. You can't imagine the mess I'm into right now, completely destroyed. I'm pretty sure 20 million is already life-changing for you, and you'll bring back joy to a lot of affected people. So the guy who received the money questioned this website's evidence before admitting, oh yeah, he did send me the money. Curiously, the Euler Finance hacker sent 100 ETH to Avio. I assume I'm saying that name wrong. Avalos. Even though he only asked for 78 wrapped staked ETH worth approximately 86.6 ETH. He deposited into Euler Finance before the attack. The additional 13.4 now holds count as stolen property under UK law. Oh, baby. I was going to ask, actually, when I first started reading this, how unethical and is it illegal to receive stolen funds from somebody that obviously, even if you had money in it originally, I don't know. Obviously, getting more money than you put in there would be a bigger question mark. So, is he actually liable for this? Interesting. I would be really curious to see how this played out if somebody actually, tried to prosecute based on this. If the victim keeps the money, then they could face a prosecution for theft, which carries a maximum punishment of an unlimited fine or 7 years imprisonment. Fucking hell. Simon Ellis, a director at law firm Threaths, it's a weird fucking name to say, told DL News, I'm just struggling with pronunciation today, Ellis does not represent the companies or people involved. So this guy said he will transfer out any remainings that don't belong to me. Where? When asked why the hacker honoured his plea to get his stolen assets back while no one else did, and whether that raises suspicions that he is the exploiter, he denied being the black hat. Black hat referring to somebody who steals for personal gain and is completely illegal. White hat is usually somebody who pen tests things and might even sell exploits back to companies and not do them for personal gain. At least that's how I understand it. I might be wrong a little bit on the definition. Seriously, no, I'm not the hacker. That's exactly what the hacker would say. Don't trust him. As I said, I believe he was probably moved by my message. Right. Except for the Euler team, no one sent him a message written from a real user's perspective. I wasn't actually looking for the return of my funds, was trying to get him to understand there were common people involved and affected. And I'm not trying to hide either. I still have close relatives that lost more than me, hoping that at least some funds can be returned as I wrote. And Euler declined to comment because they've probably got their hands full having lost $200 million of people's money. So there we go. I thought this was interesting. There's obviously a lot of stuff going down with this and will continue to go down with this because, as you see here, another contagion. Everything is a contagion, apparently, in cryptocurrency. This all stems back from over a year ago when the markets were at all-time highs and everyone's just lost their ass, basically. There's been fraud after fraud, bankruptcy after bankruptcy, terrible decisions, and it just keeps going. It just never stops. Content for me, though, I guess. I can just sit here and... I obviously don't want to laugh at people that lost all their money in something like this, but at the end of the day, we do have to eventually come to the same conclusion, that is, if you're going to put your money in risky places and then something happens to you as a result of that risk that you should have known about, you are the one to blame, right? You can blame everybody involved in this. You can blame the hacker. You can blame the protocol who was hacked. You can blame the person who made bad investments, such as this. But everyone does share blame. And while I do have sympathy for people losing their money, especially the normal people, I would say that you do have to take that personal responsibility. So I'm comfortable saying this is a fucking big old mess. Thanks for watching as always, and see you next time. Peace out.